Have you ever played Genshin Impact and gone, this could use more guns? Well, funnily enough, do I have the exact game for you? This is Snowbreak Containment Zone, and it is essentially a mobile gacha game with a PC client as well, which is what I'm playing on. And even though I've said it's basically Genshin Impact with guns, it is actually more closely structured like something as Punishing Grey Raven. You'll know what I mean just by looking at one of these. Like, this is the exact same format as Punishing Grey Raven, and as far as I can tell, they are not the same developer. So it weirds me out that they have like the exact same sort of design in a lot of places. They have the same, the base system is different, but we'll get onto that. But yeah, this is Snowbreak Containment Zone. It is a third-person shooter gacha game. It sort of is fairly obvious what you can expect. If you're a fan of gacha games, specifically ones that are similar to Genshin Impact, Honkai Impact, or Punishing Grey Ravens, you kind of know sort of what to expect. So for instance, you've got, you got several different characters you can pick and choose from. It does the, what game is it? Pretty sure it's Punishing Grey Ravens or PGR, where they have multiple versions of the same character. So for instance, we've got Life here. Then there's a different version of Life, so technically the same character, different model, different skills. And then there's more. We've got 5 stars and we've got 4 stars. Again, fairly standard sort of gacha game ploy at this point. But loads of different characters, each with their own weapon type. And just like in Genshin, there are 5 different weapon types. So we have the good old pistol. We have the submachine gun. We have the shotgun. We have that's a shotgun again. We have a sniper rifle, which I really need a sniper rifle. I really, really want to play a character with a sniper rifle. And then we have the assault rifle as well. So there are 5 different weapon types. I don't want to compare this game specifically to how Hoyoverse designs games, but it's the main game I play on my channel, and you can't deny the impact Genshin Impact has had on the gacha scene, because the game makes an unprecedented amount of money. It is the Fortnite of anime RPGs, shall we say. But anyway, your character, you level them up, you get these lovely little level up points, level up items. You can grind for these, you can grind for money, you can grind for pretty much anything. I can't remember, it's been a long time since I played PGR, but your character will go up to, so far, will go up to whatever level your account goes. So I'm level 42, so that means my characters can go up to level 42. Don't know what the max level is, if there is one, I'm not sure. Then we have weapons, obviously we can change them out. So each weapon does have a specific weapon type. So the starter SMG does kinetic, whereas the one they give you for free does electrical. Then obviously it can be improved. Leveling up weapons, very similar to Genshin Impact. You get it to the max level, and then you have to put in some resources to increase the max level. Then you can level it up a bit more. You can increase its tier by, shoving another weapon in there, and then it will go to the next tier. Again, very similar to what we'd see in Genshin. At level 50, you get a magazine, which I think is an attachment. I'm not 100% sure how the attachments work. I don't know if it works like a talent, where once it gets to that level, the talent is just automatically applied. I'm not too sure. I've not played a massive amount of the game thus far, but I'm having a good time with it. So on top of weapons, obviously characters have different outfits. This is something that Genshin Impact took forever to add to the game, and I will forever be salty for. And thankfully this game just already has it. So this one you get for joining during the sort of pre-registration era, which I think is the first 2 weeks. Do not quote me on that. But I started playing like 5 days after the game came out, because I was pretty sure I pre-registered, and then I realized that the game had come out and no account I knew about had registered. So I thought I missed out. Thankfully I didn't. So possibly if you join in now, you may you may still be able to get this, which is a free skin, which is nice. So outside of that, we also have the manifestation system, which is similar to PGRs, I'd say, where you get sort of like extracts of a character. You get enough, you can level them up, and then you'll get like the next one on this board, and then you move on to the next one, and then on to the next one. So there is a lot of character improvement, which for a gacha game is probably the most important thing. And then neuronics, which are, they do not explain well whatsoever, might I add. So down here, you can have a certain amount of these active. Now you can only have these active by choosing whichever one you want and then completing every single one of these nodes, and then it activates. This seems nice. We'll go with this one. So I'll pick this one, and then you just, so basically you cannot finish until you do this one. So just a small heads up, but these are super easy to grind for from what I can tell. So every time you level up, alignment index +5, honestly no idea what this means. Again, they do not explain it very well whatsoever. And then occasionally you'll get, you know, an actual increase, Gungnir skill level +1. And then the cluster has successfully been claimed, so now this will be active whenever I play the game. They do not explain this well whatsoever. There are a couple of systems in the game which there is not explained particularly well. You kind of just have to play the game and you'll kind of get to grips with it. But that's about the gist of leveling up characters and everything. It's fairly simple. It's not particularly complicated. It's still very early in the game, so there's a lot we can kind of speculate on. There's a battle pass, because of course there is. There's daily missions, there's weekly missions, limited missions. There's the Supernova, which I think is just a first time event. As I was talking, the game was like, oh, time change update. No idea what that meant. It meant that it was a new day, which is great because I finally got my free sniper character, Quiet Quitter. So this is the like first week. Yeah, it's the first 7 days thing. So at the end of it, you get a couple of echoes, which are pulls essentially. A couple of, I think they're energy regens. And then obviously we've got the new character. We've also got the daily login for the month of August for now. So this is our new character. We have Quiet Quitter. So this will be the character we inevitably get after logging in 7 days. That's an alternative art. Very nice. We have this. I think this is what I was talking about. This essentially is just do all of these missions and eventually you will get a 5-star sniper rifle. I think this is just a way to encourage you to keep going to get your free 5-star. Hey, free 5-star, not bad. Especially considering the game gives you Quiet Quitter for free. So a 4-star and a free 5-star sniper rifle. No idea if it's any good. I have no idea. I've not played the game nearly enough. Obviously we've got the storage, which just, you know, houses all of your items. I think there is another element of the game I have not gotten access to yet, which is the, I don't actually know the name of these. I don't recall. These are essentially your relics, your artifacts. It's pretty standard. You farm these, you shove them on your character, and they make them better. It's pretty standard affair. If you played a Hoyoverse game, you know what to expect from these. PGR also has these. If you played either of those, you know what to expect. I casually just ignored the shop. Here's the shop. It refreshes every day. There is also a 4-star weapon in here. It is a bit pricey. I don't know if there'll be a point in the game where money isn't really a problem anymore. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. The game's been out less than 2 weeks, so the end game economy could be completely different to what it is now. Obviously, you have a friend section. You have a daily allowance. Daily tasks. Again, this is just part of your daily. This is outside your event pass, battle pass. That's the one. We also have the base. Now the base, I don't even know what the word is. It's just a fun talk to girl simulator. It's not even a simulator. It's nothing like that. But basically you put your characters up in nice rooms and then you can buy them presents and you'll get rewards. Which now that I say out loud is a little bit dodgy. And you can also collect these Tetris pieces and do puzzles. So, for instance, here we are. I can't finish it. That is very unfortunate. If you complete it, you can confirm it. It's just a fun side game. Characters will have random events if you're interested in them. So this is the character's room. They all look... The layout is all the same, but then the items that are in it are completely unique to the character, which I think is kind of fun. And then when you give them gifts, it gets added to the room, and then they'll start doing weird stuff with them. Here's your rewards, pretty standard. Once you get to a certain trust level, you get more rewards. And also, the higher their trust becomes, the more damage you do. So it's just a kind of side thing if you want a couple of percentage marks of extra damage. It's not something you have to actively fuss about with, but it's there if you want it as, you know, just to get some extra damage points. Now, the most important part of any game, of any gacha game, is the pulls. And I've not actually done any. So this will be a sight unseen. So I believe the first 10 is 20% off. I was hoping the first like 50 would be 10% off. But alas, here we go. I have not pulled at all. So I've just been using the starting free. And I've been putting off making this video until I could find the time. So I'm very excited to see what the animation is like. Oh no, wait, I have seen the animation because they make you pull for one character. Swipe down the Stella to Echo. We got one purple. Terrible gun. Well, actually, I don't know if it's terrible. Oh, okay, we got an assault rifle character. Assault rifle. Good timing. It looks like we also get what's essentially starlight dust. So I'm guessing just a bunch of 3-star weapons. Nothing too amazing. Animation is a little slow. That wasn't great. Ooh, maybe they are all 10% off. That's brilliant. Okay, then I'm going until I get my 5-star. This is the current character banner. 80 echoes, you're guaranteed. I say 5-star, but that's not true. It's an orange tier, which essentially is a 5-star. It's the same difference. You got this one, you got the weapon banner, which is only 60, which is nice. We got this one. Guaranteed an orange tier operative wins 79 echoes. I think this is just a standard banner. And then this is a standard weapon banner, but you are guaranteed one of these weapons, I believe. I've not looked into this one because I don't want to confirm which one I want because I don't know what is considered good yet. So I'm just going to hold off on that one. Let's try and see what this next one is. I think once I get some purple, I might just skip it because it's a bit bland. This takes a long time for some reason. Oh. Oh, it's a new pistol unit. Okay, cool. Okay, we'll skip the rest. Just some weapons. Go again. Okay, one more 4-star. Like, you know, more than just the one, but can't force the game. Okay, you we already own. That's unfortunate. Try again. Do you get plus 30? Is that times... I'm guessing that means you get 30. That's nice. In terms of... Ooh, a 5-star. Could that be a weapon or could that be a unit? I don't know. I don't really know how the banner works. Okay. Sorry, what was that? What was that voice line? 5'2.5". Feel free to check. You get bonk for that one game. Okay, I've not seen the 5-star animation, so this will be interesting. I don't know if it's unique for the character. It's unique to the character. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually quite cool. I'm very happy with that because I get a guaranteed 5-star next pull, I think. Providing it means you get a guaranteed orange unit at the end of it all. Oh, it's guaranteed 5-star within 50 echoes. Okay. That's a shame. I was hoping it meant the final one was a guaranteed orange. Oh dear. Oh well. That's a a bit unfortunate. Okay, another copy of Haru. Okay, that's could have done without a second copy of her, but that's fine. And a bunch of weapons. Not a single purple weapon. Interesting. So after that little go, we have Life, who, I'll be honest, looks really cool. And will probably be replacing current Life. We have Haru, who I know nothing about, but that arm thing's terrifying. We have Freesia. I think there's like a trial you can test on her, and I did not love it. And then we have Quiet Quitter, who is a sniper, who I'm very much looking forward to playing. Oh, and I don't think I said, I think it's in the events. Yeah, you can do a trial of the current banner character. So if there's a banner character out and you want to try them, thankfully you can. Enough chit chat, let's look at some actual gameplay. So what are you actually doing when playing the game? So as you can tell, it is a third-person shooter. It's fairly self-explanatory. You move with the regular buttons, you look around with your mouse or touchscreen, depending on if you're mobile or not. The mobile controls are a fair bit different, as I'm sure you can imagine. There is an option on mobile to just have your character auto-fire whenever they look at a person. Personally, I cannot stand the mobile controls, but I'm sure once you get used to them, they're nowhere near as bad. But obviously not everyone is going to have the option to play on PC, so having the mobile option is nice. Plus, if you're, you know, away from your computer for a couple of days and you just need to do your dailies, it's simple and easy just to like log in and be done. So you can pick from 3 different units to include into your team. You can switch into them with a click of a button. There's about a 2-second cooldown, which is 1 second more than Genshin, I believe. They also have an off-screen attack, which is something PGR also does. Press it, they'll do an attack. It's fairly self-explanatory. You have a sprint, you have a dodge. I don't know how many iframes the dodge has. I'm pretty sure it's iframes. You can negate a lot of damage just by, you know, dodging half decently. As we've been through, each weapon has its own elemental element. I've not seen it sort of come into play yet, but I would suspect that a different element is better at different things depending on the unit they're up against. Again, I'm so early in the game that I've not really noticed the difference between the elements as of yet. Then, of course, each character is fit with their own unique ability. So, for instance, we'll take, I don't remember your name, I'm so sorry. She throws a knife. She actually gets to throw it 3 times, which is lovely. So 1, 2, 3, and it ricochets between units. And then, of course, every character in the game has an ult. Let me see if I can just build that up. Now that we have an ult, you just hit the good old-fashioned burst. And depending on who you're playing, a bunch of damage will happen. So depending on the person you're playing as, the weapon type, and the weapon itself, there's a lot of different variables you can chop and change as you're playing in the game. But the overall gameplay loop, very simple. You literally just have to get to the end of the level without dying, pretty much. It's not particularly difficult to understand what you're doing, but the overall gameplay, I'm pleasantly surprised by. It's really fun. It has like a good amount of impact to it. The only thing I will say that really bothers me is some abilities just stop when you do them. So for instance, I think all the characters I've currently got on, you can just press E and they'll do it while they're moving. Okay. So with Life, for her, when you press E, she stops moving to do her animation, which is a bit jarring. But then more jarring is when you have to call in someone. So I think it would be better if when you called in a secondary unit to perform their like extra ability, it should be beside your unit so you're never slowing down. The minute you use one of these, it feels like you've slowed down so much, it really kind of takes away from the moment-to-moment gameplay, which I'm not a big fan of. So like you could be in the middle of a firefight, you want to, you know, pull off a quick AoE, and it just doesn't feel very fluid. And it's probably my biggest gripe with the overall gameplay. But for the most part though, the game is quite enjoyable to play. It isn't anything particularly amazing by any means, but as far as gacha games go, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit unique. It's very similar to PGR and Hoyoverse games, so you kind of know what to expect. So you're not going into it completely blind, you know what you're doing. And the gameplay, most importantly, the gameplay is actually fun. Whether it will be fun for long stretches of time, I can't say. For instance, there is only 5 weapon types, and the big issue that I find in this game, as opposed to other titles similar to this, is that your weapon type, obviously, there's only really one way you can fire a gun. So when you do unlock a new character, it kind of just feels very similar. Unless you've got a brand new weapon to go along with them, it does just kind of feel a little bit samey. So it can get a little bit tiresome with a weapon variety, but you're bound to find something you really enjoy. For instance, the submachine gun I find really fun to play, and so is the sniper, because, you know, it's a sniper, does a ton of damage, and also the shotgun does a ton of damage, which is also very satisfying. So the overall gameplay is quite enjoyable, but I do think it could potentially get a little bit tiresome, so I hope maybe they can add some things in the future to make it a little bit more, I don't know, engrossing and stop it from getting stale, but I guess we'll just have to sort of see how the game pans out over the next few months. As far as new and unique gachas to go though, I'm enjoying it so far. Again, for how much longer I do not know, but for the time being I'm enjoying putting an hour or two into the game, not taking it too seriously and just enjoying getting to shoot stuff in the face. So far it's not particularly difficult, but again I'm only on chapter 4. There's a lot of stuff between me and endgame, shall we say. From what I've played so far, it's very enjoyable, and if by any chance you enjoy PGR or Genshin or Honkai, then give it a go. Or if you just enjoy third-person shooters, it's an enjoyable third-person shooter, is basically all I really have to say. Give it a try. You might be pleasantly surprised. You may not even know that it existed. And if you have given it a try, please let me know what you think down in the comments below. And also let me know which 5-star you get. Because personally, I'm really happy with Wild Hunt Life. She seems really fun. I really like her Frost Wolf gimmick. It's really interesting. Like her little personal file mission where she's completely maxed out. Or she seemed really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing how far I can push the character as I progress through the game, but we'll have to see how that pans out in the end. But anyway, thank you for those that stuck around to the end. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I've been James, the Mayor of Jamestown, and until next time, goodbye.